Hi, these comments are for LF. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Thank you for completing. It looks like it's an integrated speaking practice test. I'm going to give you some feedback on that right now. And your goal is to get 100 on the TOEFL exam, and you need to improve a little bit more with both your speaking and writing. And you're one of my students using my TOEFL speaking and writing feedback service. Now, any YouTubers, if you're watching this, you might want to try doing the practice test yourself. You'll see I have the example reading passage I'm going to go over. You can also see the listening script, and you can hear my student's response. And of course, you can compare your response to his response. All right, let's get started. So, okay, I have the actual integrated speaking rubrics here so I can accurately score your response. Okay, let's take a look at the reading passage first. It says, more than any other animal except for humans, birds are known for their ability to build. Birds build nests in which to lay their eggs. For some birds, nests provide shelter from rain and cold. Bird nests vary greatly in complexity. Some birds build no nests at all, while others build simple nests of twigs or leaves. Perhaps the most familiar type of nest is the cup-shaped nest built in trees by many species of birds. I've seen that kind of nest myself. The most complex type is the enclosed nest. Basically, the enclosed nest is a cup-shaped nest covered by a dome-shaped roof. Enclosed nests are solidly built and intricate. They have multiple chambers, and several generations of birds may live there for years. Even after the builders of these nests abandon them, they may be used by other birds or other types of animals. Okay, so let's see what the professor does. So this is talking about different kinds of nests that birds build. Then the professor says, now in southern Africa, there's a bird that's called the hammerkop. Its name means hammerhead in the Afrikaans language. The hammerkop builds an absolutely huge nest in the forks of trees. You can see this nest from over a kilometer away. It is made of, I don't know for sure, maybe 8,000 sticks. The nest sometimes holds several generations of hammerkops. There are at least 3 rooms. The highest is the sleeping room. This is where the female lays her eggs. When the babies grow up, they move into a middle room. Then there's a room which serves as a lookout post. Once people had a pretty good, interesting belief about hammerkops. People thought that hammerkops carried baby snakes to their nests and then brought food to these snakes. It was thought that when they grew up, the snakes would protect the hammerkops, like faithful family dogs. This story originated probably because people saw snakes that had moved into hammerkop nests after they had been abandoned by the birds. All right. So it looks like the reading passage is explaining different kinds of nests, and then the professor in the listening passage gives an example of a certain kind of nest built by a specific bird. Okay, let's listen to your response now. Let's see how you did with this one.
The rating gives a general idea about the ability for birds to construct their homes, which is their nests. And
yeah, I would just say to construct nests.
The writer mentions that different types of birds construct different types of nests or no nest at all. And 2 examples of nests are the cup-shaped nest and the enclosed nest.
Okay.
On the other hand, the passage goes in.
Okay, so you explain a little bit about the reading passage. You didn't spend too much time on it. Looks like maybe 23, 24 seconds. That's probably good enough. Okay, let's see how you did with the lecture. Your pronunciation is better than when I last listened to you, by the way.
To more details about one specific species of bird, which is the Homocopis, also known as the hammerhead. This type of bird constructs a three-storage nest.
Now you're starting to get into some delivery issues. You're having some problems with pacing, but your overall intelligibility remains good, but you got to be careful about those pauses that you're having in
With
there.
approximately 8,000 sticks. And the lecturer also mentioned that because uh, birds carry food to snakes, there was a theory that the snakes after will protect them.
Yeah, didn't quite get that exactly right. It says here that hammerkops carried baby snakes to their nests, right? And then once they're in the nest, then maybe they're bringing food to them, hoping that they will protect them later on. I don't think you exactly got that idea.
Food to snakes. And the lecturer also mentioned that because uh, birds carry food to snakes, there was a theory that the snakes after will.
And so when you say theory, that's an interdental consonant. You want to make sure you get your tongue in between your teeth when you produce that sound. Let me see if I can give you an example of how to do that. Okay, watch this. So when you say like theory, a theory about. So just be careful about that particular sound there. Now let's go back. So I don't think you got the order exactly right. So first, the hammerkops, you see in the listening, the hammerkops carried the snakes to the nest initially. And then after that, they brought food to these snakes, hoping that when the snakes got bigger, they would protect the nest for the birds. So that you had some trouble explaining there.
Protect them.
Okay, I got it. So now I want to listen to the whole thing now without making any comments at all. And as I listen to it, I'm going to look at the rubric so I can give you a score.
The rating gives a general idea about the ability for birds to construct their homes, which is their nests. And the writer mentions that different types of birds construct different types of nests or no nest at all. And two examples of nests are the cup-shaped nest and the enclosed nest. On the other hand, the passage goes into more details about one specific species of bird, which is the homocopis, also known as the hammerhead. This type of bird constructs.
The other problem is, on the other hand, I don't think on the other hand is the right transitional word to show the connection of ideas. So the listening passage, to me, it's building, it's adding to the ideas in the reading passage. It's not presenting a contrasting idea, because the reading's talking about how birds can build nests. Then the listening gives an example of a certain kind of nest that a certain species of bird builds. So I would say, instead of on the other hand, maybe say in addition. And then you can show how the information in the listening kind of adds to that information in the reading.
A three-storage nest with approximately 8,000 sticks. And the lecturer also mentioned that because birds carry food to snakes, there was a theory that the snakes after will protect them.
Okay, so it doesn't look like you're going to get 26 points or higher on this one. I'm going to put you maybe around 21 to 22 points. So delivery, I think the biggest problem in the rubric here is pacing. I think that you're having some problems having what I call sustained fluid speech. So some of those pauses and those hesitations in there kind of interrupted your delivery. Language use, I think for the most part, you're pretty good control of your language use. You're using both basic and advanced vocabulary and grammar. I think I didn't notice any major issues there. Topic development, you did have some trouble explaining, I think, accurately the information in the lecture. So I think that would also bring your score down. Therefore, your score here, I'm going to put you in the 3 area, approximately 21 to 22 points out of 30 on that. So what do you do now? So the best advice I can give you right now is in my online TOEFL course, a 7-step system. In the pronunciation part of that course, I want you to study pronunciation lessons 41 through 44, all of which deal with thought groups and blending. This is going to help you improve your linking of the words within your thought groups. And if you can do that, that's going to help you with your pacing. You'll do much better with your pacing. All right, that would be one recommendation. And I think that the other thing is I already gave you kind of a plan that you're using right now to improve your TOEFL score. So part of that plan is to listen to academic lectures in my online course and practice summarizing that information. So because you had some problems with accuracy with this speaking response, as you do that summary practice, always check for accuracy and completeness. Make sure you're not leaving out any important information. Make sure that you're accurately explaining that information, because you did have some trouble, I think, explaining accurately the information from this lecture. All right. And anyway, thank you very much for completing this practice test.